Period 2, today, period 3, talk about unit rate. Like I said, you started it in 6th grade. It's not that hard. I do have a shortcut to teach you when it comes to unit rate, which I'll show you in the middle of the class. And then you get to use it on your worksheet. And the number one thing that happened in 2nd period was the first student who raised their hand for asking for help did not pay attention to the shortcut. You can just imagine what I felt. All right. Very. Unit rate. Okay, I think I'm going to go back to give you a quiz on Friday instead of Wednesday. I know I said I wouldn't. Should I? Should I give you a quiz on Wednesday or Friday?
I think Wednesday. It feels better on Wednesday.
It's early on Wednesday.
That's true.
Wednesday feels better because all you're doing is just
It feels better, but technically, we leave earlier so you get less time to the test. But technically, it feels better.
it's not that hard.
Yeah, but technically, it's hard.
If I give you a quiz tomorrow, it will be just like you're due now. Radius, what's the diameter? Diameter, what's the radius? And then solving for circumference, solving for area. That's it.
Easy.
That's it?
Then yeah, do it tomorrow.
All right.
Do it tomorrow.
Okay. I'll take your...
Do it today.
My notebook got wet.
One of something.
Okay, so unit rate in my class, the easiest way to define it is finding one of something. So you're finding the cost of one thing, or how many cans of paint do I need to paint the wall. So have you ever been to the store, or you've seen your parents come home with a big box of small bags of chips? So they come in a big box, but you open it up and they're just small little chips, right? Bags of chips. And then you bring them either to school for lunch or soccer practice. You just grab one and go. They're really small. So unit rate would be like, okay, you bought this big box and it has like 10 little bags in it. Well, how much is the cost per one bag? So the box costs $10. How much is one bag, right?
It depends how many bags there are.
Right. So that would be the unit rate. It's solving for that one bag. Have you ever, or do your parents, can you sit correctly or you will lose the ability to sit in this class? Privilege, I should say.
Can I tell you how I think you're supposed to do it?
Yes.
Hold on. So like, you have to do how much the amount of the boxes divided by how many bags there is?
Correct. Keyword is divide. Have you ever seen like the case of waters, like wrapped in plastic? It costs $5. Does that mean that each bottle costs $5? No, it's the whole case costs $5, right? So today we're going to learn, okay, if I buy that case of water, how much does one bottle cost? And it's called unit rate. If you go to the store and you pay attention, have you ever seen like the sticker that tells you like this costs $9.99? If you look closely, not on everything, but if you look closely, all these little information, little tiny letters, words are in that sticker. You see as you're walking by $9.99. But next time, I challenge you to look closely onto that sticker. It will say on the sticker unit rate, and it will give you the price of one bag, 1 ounce, one something. Yeah, but you guys don't realize it. But people who really watch their money will be like, okay, do I buy this or this one? What's the price of this one per unit rate compared to this one per unit rate? And yeah, you save money. Anyways, that's for later. So we're going to find one of something. So let's start. We're going to only do 2 word problems in our notebook today. 5 bags of chips cost $10.25. It's a party size.
Oh.
What is, for Super Bowl, what is the cost per bag? We're only writing 2 word problems today. 5 bags of chips cost $10.25. What is the cost per bag?
$10.25 divided by 5.
Yeah, well, let's hold off on that for a second. The math is pretty easy. You know, Jaden said, oh, we're going to have to divide. I understand. You are correct. Now, let's pretend this question is like 50 times harder, and you don't know what you're dividing. Like, which number do I type in first into the calculator? This is my trick. Pay attention. Pay attention. This is my trick. Okay, go to the end where it says per. Per bag. What does that mean? How many bags is per bag? One. How many? One. So there's always an invisible one per one bag. Are they going to type out one? No, but it does stand for one bag. Okay, when you are dividing, and you're trying to figure out, which number goes outside and which number goes inside, here is my trick to you. Whatever the per one is, whatever this is, will go literally outside. Okay? So whatever the per is going to go outside. So I'm going to write that down. Quotation marks, per, and then blank. So on your classwork, you're going to read all of these word problems. And they're actually really easy word problems. But the question is, what number goes outside? What goes outside? Whatever the per is. Here it's per bag. So which of these two numbers on the first part of my question is the bags? Is it 5 or is it 1025? 5. Which means that number is going to go outside my division box. So it's 5 outside and 1025 inside. Okay? So whatever the number that represent bags, because it goes outside, that number goes outside. Because some kids will switch this. And we'll see that when we start correcting your work. All right. Now, we're not gonna use a calculator for this problem. We're gonna guide you through division, because sometimes when you take a MAP test or the state test, they're not gonna give you a calculator. So we have to review. Some of you are good, some of you need some practice, so we're gonna practice today. Okay, first thing, let's pretend they don't give you a calculator. What are you gonna do with this problem? What do I first do with this decimal?
Add one on top.
Just move it straight up. Add one on top. Love it. So if you see a decimal inside, just move it straight up. Okay, now I like to cover everything up so it's not scary. How many times does 5 go into 1? So please put the 0 on the top. Some kids make a mistake because they start putting numbers that don't belong there. So 0. So I'm going to move my hand now. How many times does 5 go into 10? 2. So we're going to put the 2 on the top. Now I'm going to multiply by 2. What's 2 times 5? 10. So that goes down here. And I subtract, making it easier for you. You're older, so you might understand division now than last year. You're older, you're more mature. So maybe you didn't get it last year, but now it's like, oh, now I see what we're doing in division. Maybe not last year, and that's okay. Now I'm going to bring down the 2. How many times does 5 go into the number 2? 0. Where do I put that 0?
Above the 2.
Yeah, but some kids forget to. Especially if it's a 0. What's 5 times 0? Wow, it's 0. Okay, it's 0. I don't know. I said, what's 5 times 0? 0. Then it's 2 minus 0. That's 2. Bring down the 5. Now I have 25. How many times 5 go into 25? 5. And that gives me 2.05. Well, what does 2.05 mean in this problem? What were we solving?
Per bag.
Yes, very good. So it's $2.05
For one bag.
per bag, per one bag. This is how I want you, and I need you to write your answer starting today for the next 2 weeks. You're not just going to tell me my answer is 2.05. You're going to have to put meaning behind your answers. And it's just a quick, simple, it's $2.05 per bag. And that's it. Okay. All right, second problem. I went to a GameStop, and I want the latest games. And they're like, yes, we will give you the latest games here. They sold me 3 video games cost Miss Lomelli $57.
That's cheap.
Yeah. So I ended up with FIFA 4. And yeah, and they also gave me the brand new
Fortnite.
no, what's the other one?
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty
Call of Duty's like
2.
3.
No.
Yeah.
Call of Duty 2.
Hence the price is 3 video games for 57. The last one I bought was
Minecraft 2. Minecraft 2.
Minecraft 1.
What?
Yes.
There is no such
You know,
There's not even a
There's no one. It's like a Minecraft 2. Isn't it like Bedrock? Yeah. But there's no like Minecraft 1.
Maybe added me in GTA 6.
You should have added GTA. GTA San Andreas.
well, I was trying to figure out like I don't know video games, so I was trying to figure out like, okay, what are some
Get more
popular?
Kombat. What do you mean?
I played on PS5.
All right, so 3 video games cost $57. What a deal! But I get home and mom's like, "Well, how much did you spend for one game? I want to know how much you spent for one game." And I'm like, I don't know. What is the cost per video game? So if it says per video game, what's the invisible number? 1 per one video game. 3 costs 57, but I want to know how much 1 costs. So because it says per video game, that means that the number outside has to represent video game. So which numbers represent video games? The 3 or the 57?
3.
The 3. That means that because it says per video game, the 3 will go outside. And the 57 will go inside. And we'll practice some hand long division. Because they're not that hard when it comes to the classwork. Okay. How many times does 3 go into 5? 1, we put a 1 on the top. Bella, do this with us. Okay. Now we multiply. What's 1 times 3?
1.
3. Subtract. 2. Bring down the 7. Good. And then the last question is, how many times does 3 go into 27? 9. 19. But what does the 19 mean in this story?
How much video games?
It's $19 for one game.
Per video game. Do I have to say per one video game? No. So that 1, Jordan, is invisible. I love that you understand that it is 1, but you guys have to realize, like, they're not going to write the 1. Does it mean the same thing? Yes. Could you write 1? Yes. But they will not. All right. So I'm going to pass out the packet. Now, instead of giving you 1 page per day, we put it together. So this is going to take us about 3 weeks to do.
Is
Boy,
that like 1,000 points?
What if we lose the packet?
Can I go outside?
Oh my god.
What happened to the
I just lost it.
all right. Okay, relax. Everybody take a deep breath. We're There will be days where we do 1 page, 2 page, like front and back. There'll be days where we do more and less. So some of these worksheets go by fast. Some of them we take our time. Today we're going to be doing just page 1 and page 2. Page 2 only has 4 questions on it. So it's the exact same thing if I were to give you a worksheet. You do front and back, right? The exact same thing, the exact same amount of work. It's just all in a packet. That's it. I'm not giving you more work. I'm giving you the exact same work. All right, so put your name on it. Do not lose this packet. If you lose it, I'll give you detention. Do you know how long it took me to print these packets for every single student I have?
200 days.
So I'll keep you for 200 days then.
What?
That's a big
Are you gonna feed me?
2 hours.
No.
Oh, my bad.
Those 30 minutes.
All right. So, there's our water supply.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, pop.
Where's the fiber flashlight?
They removed it before, Jordan,
Oh no way.
because it was about to.
Mace, why did
It was
Did
not
all the
that
water
bad.
come out? Contaminates the air and like everyone gets itchy.
It's dropping
What?
right now.
Yes, it's called mold.
Everybody dies.
All right, I'm gonna walk you through number 1. So pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. Okay, 4 graph notebooks cost $12. What does it cost per notebook? Good, but here's what I want to do. You're gonna show me the division. What number goes outside?
On the first page.
4. So Jordan, I want to make sure that you can plug in the numbers correctly. Then 12 goes outside. 12 divided by 4 is 3. What does a 3 mean in this problem?
per
So we're going to write $3 per notebook. Okay?
Can you put the slash instead of per?
Good question. Yes. Okay. Now, you are going to be, this is what I'm going to grade. The first grade is, can you plug in the numbers correctly? Right? Can you put the right number outside and the correct number inside? The second part is, can you write your answer in like a sentence? $3 per notebook. All of the information is in the word problem. You can use a calculator. That's fantastic. But I still need to see this, right? Now, question. If you're using a calculator and this is your problem, which number do you type in first into the calculator?
12.
Good. Whatever number you have inside, that's the first number you type in on the calculator. So, even though you're using a calculator, I still need to see this work and your answer written like this. Does that make sense? All right. Go ahead and go. We'll check your answers in a minute and give you stars. I need to see this. You can use a calculator, but this is the work I need to still see.
Wait, 7?
Okay, number 2, you're finding 1 hour, right? So 1 hour, so that means that hours are going to go outside. Not ones, but hours are going to go outside. So you read it and go like, okay, which number, Genesis, put that away.
350.
Genesis, put that away. Yes, but what does that number mean?
Hours.
Jump.
Hours. No, time.
jumps.
Like jumps.
Per hour.
50.
Jumps per hour. And that's what we're grading. We're grading like the use of words. So you have to divide. The 2 numbers that you see, you divide.
Why
Go.
is he jumping that much though?
Why does Mario look like
Mario choose?
At least the, like,
Is that Ferrari?
This is where you can start using a calculator. You can use a calculator as long as you're telling me the division. You can use a calculator.
So, once we're done with the whole class, we have like 3 weeks.
No, you're gonna, like today's assignment is take a picture of this and this.
Oh, that's it.
Yes, but not 1, 2.
Can we do all of it at our house?
No.
okay?
This is the tricky one.
What
It
the
shows
fuck is Mario doing?
Tuberculosis.
the wall goes outside.
Arthur Morgan.
Dr. Morgan, we're gonna go either they can tell me this.
Are you finished the
But they'll get, take the 2 numbers and divide.
Wait, man.
Yes.
3 per notebook.
Tell me it's $3 per notebook. I don't know what that should mean.
What the heck? 350 jumps per hour? Yeah.
Take the 2 numbers and divide.
We just paid one and then only.
Correct. Good job. Yes.
Wait, Mitch, are you gonna put a star?
I'm gonna like put this like on a rubber band or something. Take the two numbers and divide. All you have to do. What are the two numbers here?
Stop crying like a baby. Per hour, by the 40 minutes, better win. I said,
350.
if you lose it,
Switch up is crazy. What is 350?
no, because I want them, the Chiefs to win. Taylor Swift, but I don't want
What is 350?
But you think, I think they're gonna win because
Chiefs?
yeah, because
Question.
Chuba was supposed
Yes.
to be very trash, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, but you're not done. It's not 35.
They literally beat
What
them.
else am I supposed to do?
Continue dividing. You're not done dividing.
Check my